We're going to get the answer for our trivia question now. It is time. Jack, could you tell us the trivia question one more time? And what is our answer?
The trivia question is, what is the second oldest instrument known to man? The answer to that question is the flute.
Oh.
Fun fact, the drum was actually the first instrument to be invented by man. That would be the oldest, but the second oldest would be the flute. So the flute was used just because it was easy to make, and most people didn't know that, that was the second instrument, the second oldest instrument. So in 1995, archaeologists in Slovenia discovered a bare thigh bone with 2 holes in it. They believe that's where the flute came from. They believe it was used by Neanderthals over 43,000 years ago. And since that, of course, the flute has gone through many different stages of evolution. As you know, our flutes nowadays are made out of bone. So there's that. Also, these ancient flutes have been found in Egyptian tombs. They're depicted in art. It's a part of the woodwind family, of course, all the different families of instruments. Yeah.
Does a recorder count as a flute? I'm wondering. Like a recorder?
I think so. I think a flute is a general term.
Is just in general, it's just the hollow shape with the holes in it that makes the noise.
I think so.
Making one, though, Jack was mentioning how they are relatively primitive. You can make your own flute. It's actually pretty simple. If you have just a piece of bamboo or PVC pipe, something that is like a hollow tube, you actually, if you know some math, you can make a really pretty good flute. One of the reasons why you would need to know math is because of the measurements. If you have a 2-foot piece of pipe with a 3/4 inch diameter, then what you can do is plug one end of it and then drill a hole, and then it's just different increments that you'll be drilling them in. I'm not going to say them all because I don't know. I think the visual would be a lot more helpful, but depending on where the hole is on the flute, then you get a different note from that. So knowing where to drill the holes and how far apart to drill the holes would help you get an accurate or in tune, I guess you could say, an in tune flute.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and I think definitely if you want to build a flute on your own, I've seen people do them out of carrots. You can make
out of carrots,
flutes, all kinds of crazy
things.
You'd
have to hollow it out. Though,
you have to hollow a carrot out.
Right.
But if you want to look into building your own flute, there's definitely, I'm sure, tons of instructions on that online. I wanted to talk really briefly about just the way a flute works, and sort of the notion of so essentially, right, in a flute, sound is a wave. It's a wave of energy traveling through a medium. In the case of sound, it's through the air, right? As I speak, my vocal cords are vibrating, and the sound of my voice is carrying across the room. And with a flute, there's sort of 2 aspects to sound, right? You can make sound loud or soft, and you can make sound high and low, right? And
like pitch, right?
Pitch, exactly.
Right.
And pitch is probably the most interesting. When we think about sound, it travels as a wave through a medium. And the taller the wave is, the louder that sound is going to be. And the tighter together that wave is, the higher the pitch is going to be.
Okay.
So high frequency waves, lots of waves in a second, high pitch sound. Low frequency waves, very few waves in a second, low pitch sounds.
And so where the hole is placed on the pipe changes the frequency of the air that's flowing through the pipe.
Right. As you blow through the flute, in any case, you're making a sound, and you're changing the frequency by plugging the holes.
Gotcha. Okay.